Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 1 Reactions live stream. So thanks to all of you guys for being patient for one additional day. This is not the real-time live streams, you guys, real-time reaction. You guys know I don't do those, but I did have a little bit of time to absorb. There's several videos that are up right now on the channel. We went from a Dwight video, we've got a Negan video, and also the hidden clues. So I know some of you really love to put up comments inside of the streams here, and some of them are seen, some of them are not seen, but if you could get over to the video and leave a couple comments over there as well, that would be absolutely awesome. So I appreciate all of you guys being here. I see a few people in here. We're introducing something a little bit different tonight. We're going to go with a little bit slower mode. We get a lot of comments, a lot of questions, and I want to give the moderators here tonight a chance to do that. So it should limit comments to every 10 seconds. It shouldn't handcuff you too much, but it does prevent some of that spam where people are typing the same thing over and over and over again. So once again, I would ask you during the comments, just be respectful of some other people. I do want you to say what's on your mind and feel a part of it, but sometimes we get some people that type like 10 comments in a row, and I'm trying to really divvy up the responses and get everybody included in the video. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys being here. We're going to go all over the spectrum of stuff tonight, and you know, we did spoiler videos last week, we did a countdown yesterday, and then we got some other things out there. Hopefully you guys get a chance to watch all of those. I want to give a special shout out to all of my moderators. And someone got mad on a video the other day that I was thanking you guys too much. So I'm going to thank you at the end of this and just get right into it. So I'm going to start out just with my general reaction, and I'm asked for some of your reactions. It was very well written, very good structure to the show. I like the storyline. I like the different tenses where you've got a little bit of the future coming out. I think this is going to be a story that's going to be told all season long. If you saw my Hidden Clues video, if you go to the end of that Hidden Clues video, you're going to find out what I think the theory is to how they're going to tie the first episode all the way in to the 16th episode. Really, really good stuff, and I think it was very motivating, uplifting type of speech. You got to see a little bit of what the future could look like. And then next week we got some brand new challenges. So Dixon just starting it out and says, do you think Father G is going to die? I don't. I think that actually they are going to have to partner to get out of that situation. I just don't see a really good situation. If he kills Father G, even if he throws him out to the walkers, it's only going to buy him a little bit of time. And it is really, really obvious. I know some people had messaged me immediately and said, well, now that happened, now they're locked up together, he's gone for sure. I would not bet on it quite so fast. I don't have the spoilers yet for the next couple of weeks. So once I get that, we will talk about him midweek. But I don't think we're going to lose him until, I think he'll be around for next season. I really do. Let me get to a couple other comments. So Diane says, why didn't Rick just shoot Negan? Well, for one, it would have ended the story. I mean, we know that they do have to prolong some of these things out. Now, what I would have done, I would have said, hold on one second. I mean, he saw Negan crawling out with a bat. Now, Negan could have a pistol, but I would have just ran around the corner and bam, 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 and just took off in the other direction, left the truck behind. I mean, that's me, but this is real time. We have the luxury of watching it on television, and you got to put yourself kind of in Rick's situation as well. You know, he doesn't know. You know, maybe if he goes out in the open, some of the snipers going to take him out. So I guess there is a little bit of reservation around doing that. So let me make a couple announcements as well and just let you guys know a little bit what's going on with this stream with the reaction. Number one, we're going to be on a little bit different structure. First of all, the ground rules are pretty much the same here, so if you're new, I just want to thank all of you guys for being here. These videos, if you don't want your comment included, don't type it, because these are real-life modular videos. So what's going to happen is, as you type, I will call on you, I'll read your comment, and it'll be permanent part of history. It'll be part of this video. So it's not just my reactions, it's all of your reactions. So I'm going to, you heard the spoilers. Let me just ask, other than the spoilers that most of you knew going into it, what was the most shocking thing that you saw in last night's episode? I'll tell you what mine is in just a second, but I want to call on a few people, and I'm going to go around the horn a little bit here and just read some of the comments, and we'll go from question to question. So most shocking thing that you saw last night that was not included in the spoilers. And we'll see. Yeah, it was good to kind of get that something a little bit more low-key than last year's. Last year was very, very intense. I still have a hard time going back and recapping some of those pictures. It was included in the spoilers. Gregory driving off and leaving Father G. Kel says when Rick said to Maggie, "I'll follow you." Yeah, that was an addition too. Northside Queen said Rick's red eyes. No, he's not bit. Bitten, I guess. Northside Queen. I have a theory. I tell you, I'm spot on with that. I'll go over in just a couple minutes. That I love, Tommy. Rick counting down 10, 9, 8. So bam. that definitely, the humor. I thought there was some really, really good subtle humor in there. Steph says when Rick let the walker eat the guy, I thought that was great too. That was kind of comical in a weird sadistic kind of way as well too. Shanny D, that was in one of the spoilers we put together as well too. There were some subtle things, but we did mention the you know what? Maybe I didn't. I did have that information. I might not have stated it though. Yes, Rick running up and shooting over Sadiq or Abood. I guess we're going to find out. I guess for now he'll be Sadiq. Yeah, we had mentioned that we didn't. It was kind of weird the timing because we did say that Simon was going to push Gregory down the stairs, so we knew that was going to happen. But I thought that was a little bit early on, and that Gregory would betray Father G. Yeah, Jaden Harris said Morgan killing people like crazy. Yeah, he definitely is not holding back at this point. I'll do one big hello. I got Tobin, Walking Dead, and Grimes Girl all with a hi. So what's up, everybody? Thanks for being here. Wilson said Rosita looks swell. Swell or swelled? Or both? All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate all the formalities and people being there. That was a little bit of a surprise, right? The Weird Al song. Another one rides the bus. You know, and it sounded like some, not just a festival, but like a, I don't know, maybe an Irish festival or something where they're probably like bagpipes and dancing around. The Big Owl, that was maybe, oh, you know, there was a pun. So maybe instead of a big owl, it was a weird owl, if you say it like you're from the South, and there was a Weird Al song. You guys see what I just did? I just kind of made that up. So, yeah, Weird Al. Now I get it. I should have put that on my Hidden Clues video. What's up, Tina B? Hopefully at this point you guys get my sense of humor. Now somebody's going to say, it's an owl, Kills. It's not an owl. Owl's what happens whenever you drop something on your foot. You say, ow. Harley says, I think they're celebrating the end of Negan, Independence Day. So I'm going to get to my reaction. And if you guys could do me a big favor, because I see some of the comments. Check out the Hidden Clues video that we posted. I hope all of you guys are getting the notifications. If you're new, like and subscribe. That would be awesome. And I'm going to kind of throw one of the predictions that I have that's going to be long term. And look, it's going to be, you guys know how we do. When we get predictions out there, they start spreading like wildfire. So it has been pretty obvious up to this point, and writers do this. Writers say things so people react to them. So Rick said early on, only one person has to die. Then he also said, this is about one person. Then he also said, I'm going to kill that one person. Then he said, you lieutenants, you don't have to die. And then he told Negan, I've told you twice, I'm going to kill you. So there's a lot of emphasis on the fact that Rick wants to kill Negan. We can be pretty clear about that. So when I saw, they weren't red eyes. He was crying. If you watch it, you see tears rolling down his cheek. You actually see Rick turn over and look at the stained glass. So I'm going to say that that is where the Rick Negan fight scene happens. And Rick has the opportunity to kill Negan. He's promised everybody. He wants to do it, and the hardest decision he's ever had to make in his life is to not kill Negan. And that's where he says at the end that his mercy will prevail over his wrath. So when he's there and you just want to do something so bad and you can't, he's going to have that conviction. He's going to spare Negan's life. Very, very similar to the comic, and I think he'll take everything away from Negan. But as Rick talks about tomorrow, and he talks about the things that he wants, at some point, it's not about revenge, because they also say that it's not about you anymore. So when Rick is there, it is about him. But he's got to make killing not the norm any longer. And what better way to do that than to not kill the person that you want to kill the worst, than to spare your archenemy. That's why I think I think it's just going to be the toughest decision he ever made. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to follow it all season long. You heard it here. You heard us talk about it. No other things out there. I don't know if anybody else has predicted that, but if they haven't, they will very soon, and you'll start to see that a little bit more. I understand, Salen. Negan has done all of those things, and if it were me, he'd be gone. I'd say, yeah, just one more. We won't miss him. But I'm not trying to rebuild a colony and a life and change people. And I think that's really what Rick is. That's what Rick's going to be about. He's going to be about being the person that can help society grow again. And that's a very important responsibility, and it's not something he takes lightly. And we're the ones who live. So until I see otherwise, I will not back down. I know I've seen some comments. Some people said that they think Father G could die, and then that's Rick talking about mercy at the end. I don't think so. I think this is his own personal war that he has boiling inside of him, and I felt a little bit of that when I was watching it, but I watched it 2 more times today. I had to go through when I was doing some video prep, and the more I see what other people are doing and what other people are saying, it just kind of hit home for me. One of the other things I called out in the hidden clues is when Rick leaves, it's almost as if he's saying goodbye to Judith, Michonne, and Carl. And that little sidebar conversation between Michonne and Carl is very important. That may not be right away, but they're setting the stage in the future of Carl taking over. When Michonne said, I will help you defend this place. You're going to be in charge of it. Let's also understand that it was a feel-good episode. All future episodes are not going to be exactly that way. There's going to be some pain that we're going to have to go through. They started us out, lured us into it, but the question is, where are all the saviors? I don't think they were all inside the sanctuary. I think they're on their way. So I would not be surprised if Alexandria gets ambushed while Rick is out doing his thing as well. They're watching. All right, let's Tommy says Carl will be the leader. James says the RV looked like Optimus Prime. That part I thought was like the ultimate in irony. You know, the iron, get it? Okay. I just went irony and pun like all in the same thing. The iron on the front of the RV, wasn't that so ironic that it blew up and it's meant to kill everybody and kill people, but it actually saved Negan's life? Yep. And there's something going on with Diana. I mean, what is the deal? Why is she having so much trouble shooting an arrow? I'm going to ask that to the group. Did I miss something at the end of season 7? Did she like miss a shot or something? Because we saw it at the end of episode number 1, and Daryl pretty much walked up and took out the guy point blank with a crossbow. I guess Diana didn't shoot it. And then we saw the sneak peek coming up for episode number 2 is called Damned. And Morgan basically says, can you take them out? So, a little curious. Yeah, you know, I'm not going to go really big on conspiracies with the windows, and you know, I put it out there. I thought it was a little bit of a takeoff from Die Hard, because you know, if you can't shoot people and you can't really send a message. Bruce Willis was barefoot and they shot the glass. So I just want to draw a little bit of a parallel to that. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but shooting the glass is, first of all, it's the protection of the sanctuary. You can't hide in there. There's no glass makers out there repairing this. I mean, this is something that has withstood the test of time. Now you got winter, you got elements, you're not protected any longer. You could throw something in there. The glass is falling on people. They got to get out. So to me, I think it served a couple purposes of get them out of the sanctuary. We're going to wreck the sanctuary so they just can't use it. That was kind of what I took away from it. The other thing that I took away from it is, well, they didn't have a whole lot of targets out there because people are hiding in the sanctuary. And their plan wasn't to storm the sanctuary. Their plan was to kill Negan. So he didn't want to kill all the lieutenants. He wants to give the lieutenants a chance to turn it around a little bit. You know, Negan tested a gun, shooting glass. Rick's making a bigger point. I don't buy that. I don't think that's a callback to Negan being an Alexandrian shooting a window. I think they had a whole lot of guns. They're there to wreck the place. And you're not going to shoot the cement walls, you're going to shoot the glass. I wouldn't expect anything else to come of that. Easy Man, I will say it was wasted ammo, but it's also, let's look at it this way. If they're standing outside and you've got a few hundred people inside, you know, you got the people that are making the bread, you got the people that are doing the trade shop, you got, you know, all these things. They've had this sanctuary. It's been safe. Gunfire is loud and broken glass is loud. So to me it was more, all right, let's sit out here and, you know, do some things, but it also served as a way to the gun probably divert some of the walkers, because you got two things happening. You got the gun noise, which would bring the walkers toward you, and you got the broken glass, which would bring the walkers toward the glass shattering as well. So a couple things could happen there. Donnie, I love that as well. Actually, you know what? There was Father Gabriel had a really, really good line that that I want to look up for you guys. I absolutely loved it, where he twisted Rick's words around. when Rick was talking to Father G, I think that was the first thing I was like, this is very well written. So he's got his battle plans, he's looking through, and he goes, you know, that happened like 3 times where Rick's taking this long sigh, so you know he's a little scared. So Rick says to Father G something along the lines of, this is one person. And then Father G says, well, all things start with one person. And then Rick says, this is not about me. And Father G says, yes, you're right. It's not about you. You made it this way. So he basically kind of twisted around and says that, Rick, you made everybody care about themselves, but he did it in a twisted sort of way. He kind of played on words a little bit, and he said, you made everything not about you, so good job with that, instead of basically saying the same thing, but saying it in a little different style. So I thought Father G was very clever. I was disappointed, but we see things with Gregory as viewers that he doesn't know. He saw a person up there saying the hilltop stands with Maggie. He doesn't know all the history, and you know, he probably knows some of the stuff. But you know, he still did what he thought was right. All right, I'm going to read a couple of your reactions. And he was, Kel, and even when Negan came in there, when Negan asked him, you know, if he had his pants on, he said, what? It's like, so I don't think he's going to be beaten down. He does still have a gun. I'm pretty sure he had a gun with him when he went in. I'll have to go back and double check that. But remember, we saw a little bit of the future episodes where it looks like Negan is sitting down in that trailer. And he hits the bat on the table. So that to me says that there's going to be some conversation. There's going to be some dialogue between the two of them. And I also think Negan he's the type of guy that he tries to win you over, and if he can't, then he wants to kill you. So I do think Negan is going to be a little impressed by Father G digging the grave. I do think that'll come back up in the dialogue, like, you know, good shot, good job. All right, let's get a couple more comments in here. Lindsay Luke says, snub of the night went to Eugene. That's absolutely correct. Where Eugene's like, well, I would be remiss. I know who you are. But he did include him in his generals. I mean, he spared Eugene. He could have killed Eugene. And then when it's about to go down, Eugene just kind of puts his hand over his head. It was also good to watch a little bit of Talking Dead and see Josh McDermott looks normal again. You know, I was kind of worried he might have been overly harassed. Harold said, do you think Chair Negan was sitting in a cell that Rick put him in? Well, I don't know if he would leave Lucille with him, Harold, so I'm going to say no. I think Negan in that chair is going to be next week. I think we're going to see that right away. So Donnie says, I think Father G is going to make Negan look at things about himself and his past. That could be a possibility as well. Nisi said her reaction is, it was good, but wasn't enough. I thought it was a pretty complete story. To me, it was. I got the motivation from the speeches. I got a lot of the neat little clues. I got the humor. I thought the humor was great. I enjoyed the future. Rick taking a picture of cowardly Negan. Absolutely. I loved it. It had to me, it had everything in episode that I wanted. Because and definitely when I went back and watched it the other 2 times, just to sort of get a little bit more detail, I really enjoyed it. Because there's things that you pick up on as you watch it more and more. And I would just say, if you guys get a chance, just go back and watch some of the hidden clues. Some of them are going to be a little bit extreme, but some of them will probably, you may or may not have called it the first time around. I did too. I like the, I like how Rick, and I just ran across this in the comics actually because I'm on like issue number 93. And if you guys haven't watched my most recent comic reading, something hit home in that issue that actually made sense in this episode. And it's where Rick meets Jesus for the first time. And in the comic book, they tie him up. And he's like, we know you got people out there. So he takes Abraham and Michonne out, and they run around the perimeter of Alexandria, and they're looking for Jesus. And they come across walkers. And they just kill him really quick. And Rick says his whole point to that was, he goes, wow, look, they don't even faze us anymore. And I think that's what you're starting to see with this episode. You're starting to see that they are just unfazed by these walkers all throughout the episode. Even the one that he paid home, and she's like, okay, let me take care of this. Wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a flashback, anything along those lines. I think that it shows that it's about people. And then when they get past people, that's where I think you're going to see Rick make the decision that it's time to start living again and building a tomorrow. And they did mention that, and I don't think that should be overlooked. I agree, Wilson. Dwight. So let me do this. I do like to do the Team Dwight check because I have been saying this for a year. You guys that are loyal listeners and loyal watchers, you know. I said, I don't hate Dwight. I always thought Dwight was misunderstood. And in the video today where I put Dwight betrayed Negan, I want to be clear, none of this would have happened without Dwight's help. Those lookout points were essential, that they took people out before they had a chance to radio. So that relationship between Daryl and Dwight is unbelievable. So I'm going to say from a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you guys like Dwight at this point? Let me know if you're Team Dwight. Let me know if you're giving Dwight a 10. Let me know if he has completely earned your trust. All of those things, I want to see who is Team Dwight at this point, because a lot of people were not. Lindsay will be anti-Dwight just to be anti-Dwight. She's going to end up loving Dwight by the end of the season, but she won't tell us. What's up, Chris? Harley Quinn is giving Dwight a 10. Tobin a 8. But you know what? Laura Brown a 10. Because a lot of people, oh, there you go, Tommy. See, I like what Tommy did. Tommy gave him a 9.99. But see, I'm seeing all these 9s and 10s. So Dwight is really starting to, I think, pay his rent. He's starting to earn. And if you didn't, if you were on the fence about Dwight after he sent the note back and helped him out, you really, really had to love the radio conversation. That was one of my favorite scenes on the whole thing, when Dwight is on the phone with the girl on the radio and she says, Dwight, we want to go big. I want me some bang bang. I want me some scream scream. I want blood. And Dwight just casually gets on the radio and says, maybe you'll get lucky. I mean, come on. If you're not Team Dwight, that was just super, super cool. Takes a drag from the cigarette, throws it down, and bam, bam, just walks away. Checks the time when he's standing next to Negan. He did have a couple, he was moving his fingers. I think that might have been a gesture for people that were out there with guns, like, hey, I'm Dwight. There are a few things that we could have talked about with hidden clues, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. So we started to really, I could not agree more, Shanny. I really loved Dwight's character development, where he went from being a yes man, watching all this bad stuff happening with his wife, and now he's like, enough is enough. So, just some really, really good scenes. And if you miss some of that stuff early on, maybe you're grabbing a drink or making some popcorn or whatever, check out some of the highlights from that episode. You know what? You got a good point. I agree with it. Harley says, Dwight could save Judith, grow enough food to feed the community, and kill Negan, and Lindsay still would hate him. That is so well said. She'll come around eventually. If Sherry was Alpha, oh my gosh, that would be the most devastating thing to happen on Walking Dead, wouldn't it? Here's Dwight trying to get rid of Negan, rebuild with Rick's community, and then wow, if he found that out, or maybe not even Alpha, maybe if she was just part of that group, that would destroy him. But yeah, it's a theory. Okay, I'm going to address. So, Lindsay says, kills. If I ever think Dwight does something good, I will admit it. So then my question is, what could Dwight done other than give an entire list of all the lookouts for Negan? If that's not good, if he did not do that, there was no episode last night. I want everybody to understand that. The whole episode was around taking out those lookouts so they could get to that point where they could have the standoff with Negan. So not only did Dwight send them the lookout points, he sent his own men when he was on the radio and they were asking what route. He told them what route to go, which was an alternative route where they were going to blow up. So not only did he get his lookout people killed, he blew up all those people in the car. That's pretty good. That's pretty impressive. That is a nice, like, hey, I'm trying to earn my weight. And he also did the same thing last season when he tried to drive Negan there and have them slow down. I mean, I know they were cut the tree down. And he even was so forgiving about it, he wrote Daryl a note just to say, I didn't know. So I'm just saying that maybe there's some more stuff he can do, but I am 100% Team Dwight. That is my reaction to it. I was just super, super excited about that. I'm going to pick one or two more things. One thing that hopefully you guys noticed this, Pay's research area. They went there twice. So, and next week they're going back to another area they visited. So they're not just hitting these lookouts one time. They're hitting the person and then waiting for the next shift to come, and then they're killing the next person. So it's happening rapid fire. All right, I'm done picking on Lindsay. So she's like, it doesn't matter. She's gonna argue me down regardless. The group would have figured out something without Dwight. I'm gonna leave it at this point. I know where I stand on it, and by the end of the season, we're gonna see some more great things out of him. Eric praying. I do think that was the other thing that. We're getting more cameos of Eric. We're getting him more involved. To me, that's a death sentence. I think he's going very, very soon. So, I'm going to kind of leave it with that one. The last thing I will say is that I am also going to predict, or reaction / one or two of those things. The Old Man Rick is just going to be more and more detailed every single week. I don't think it's going to be something where by the third episode, you're going to see Rick kneeling over someone. I know, they thought that watery eye scene was something. I think this is going to be a story that's going to be told all season long. I just feel like I already know the end of the story because I do feel like that is what Mercy's all about. Next week's episode is called Damned. So not like they have a dam, but they do have a moat to keep walkers out. So that's pretty interesting. And they got a barrier, so we're looking forward to seeing how that's going to go down. But I think the narrative will start to shift a little bit. This week clearly was all about Team Rick. It got everybody on board, made everybody feel good. Next week, I think they're going to start to wind it down a little bit. Remember, when we did these predictions early on, we talked about skirmishes, like all these little small battles. So they started out big. They really overran the sanctuary. Now it's going to be time for both sides to start to get their shots in. Rick's group's going to win a few, but keep in mind, Negan still has more men, and they are not going to sit idle and just watch the whole season long. So prepare yourself for some of those things. I want to thank all of you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate everything that you guys do. This is The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 1 reaction. Things you can expect all during the week. We're going to have just tons and tons of Walking Dead videos that are going to be up. So just check your notifications every night. Monday we do a little bit of Walking Dead recap. We do hidden clues as well. Tomorrow night we may get a Walking Dead video up in the afternoon, but tomorrow night at 9 o'clock we're going to do random things. We'll talk a little bit about Walking Dead, but just a whole lot of other stuff. It's just a chance for us to get together and sort of unwind. Wednesday will be Wednesday Walkers, of course. Thursday will be the top 9. Could be another Walking Dead theme. We will have a music showdown once again tomorrow, so we should have some fun with that. Friday, we're not doing a whole lot. And then if you guys are sports fans, get over on Saturday to the 909 Sports channel. We'll do college football and NFL on Sunday. So thank you so much for everything that you guys do. This is my kind of somewhat scripted reaction, but I'm really, really liking the season. I was not disappointed at all. Thank you so much. You guys will throw up a quick 999 in the chat. I'm going to do as many shout-outs as I can in the next 1 minute, and then we will wind this thing down. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everything that you guys do. So I want to say thank you to Steph, the Cuervo Queen, Richardson, Esteban E., Sherry Fajado, Tobin McLeod, iRock6, Emmy, Desiree Bacon, Tommy, the Sweet Ass Enforcer, McCandless, Tyler Johnson's like a popsicle on a hot summer day. We got to get a new one for this year. That's a quote from last year. Also, Nisi, thank you for being here. Brooke Madison, thank you. And Brooke, thank you for your comments on the videos. I appreciate you being in the first notification squad. Kyle Crook, those of you that have not watched the videos, get over there, leave some comments, leave your thoughts, because it creates a lot of other comments and a lot of other thoughts. So, yeah, I know you guys are watching the videos, but leave some comments and let us know what you think. Kelly Golanzinier, Salin Blue, Diane Estes, thank you for being here. Carol McFry, I didn't miss you tonight, Carol. Got it early. Northside Queen, Donnie Blair, thank you. John O2, C. Marie Levy, thank you, Marie. Gene Atkins. And Lynn, the Zombie Fox Myers, thank you, Lynn. Appreciate everything that you do here and also on the Patreon page. Thank you for your support. AJ Jepson, thank you. AJ, I'll talk to you on the Facebook page. I'd love to get some of your artwork included in some of the videos we're doing. KMP, James Gallegos, Kristen McBride, thank you. Trev Heath, appreciate you being here. Shanny D, a.k.a. Little Michonne. Harley Quinn, thank you for your support as well. Grimes Girl. Who else we got? Little Tommy. Lindsay Luke, special shout out. We argue all the time, but I love Lindsay. Lindsay's one of my favorite subscribers. Always love a little bit of battle. She's never going to like Dwight. That's your goal, everybody. Let's see if we can kind of get her turned by the end of the season. ETZ Mom, thank you so much for being here. Guga Paz, thank you for being here. Guga. Hope I said that right. I'm trying. I'm trying. Wilson in the house. Thank you, Wilson. Paul Phelps, thank you. Tina B, have a good night. I'm sorry you're underwhelmed by the episode, Tina. Hopefully they'll hit something in episode 2 or 3. They'll so ramp it up for you. I loved it. But, you know, it's going to be different for everybody. Herb Holmberg, thank you for being here, Herb. Kel says smile. Grimes Girl. Walking Dead Girl. Appreciate everything that you guys do. All right, everybody, if I missed you in a shout-out, I apologize. When this video goes live as well, get over there and leave some comments on this one. Tons and tons of content. It is going to be a long season. Thanks to everybody for being patient, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. See ya! Rick Grimes, 12. He thought I was going to miss his shout-out right at the very end. I got you. I got you in there at the last minute. All right, everybody. See ya. Later.